So you might be wondering why you would want to do this trunnion upgrade. Well, let's just say there's a couple things inside here that have a tendency to go and break free into your engine when they let go. So if you don't want that to happen to your engine, I would suggest that you do this upgrade. Okay, so today I'm doing something a little bit different. We're doing what's going to be called a 2-minute tooltip, and what I'm going to do is replace these trunnions on these LS rocker arms, hopefully in less than 2 minutes. So let's get a timer on the clock and get started. So I'm going to be using a bearing press, but you could just as easily use an arbor press, and they sell a tool for doing this in a simple bench vise. So consider the tool selection when you're doing this. This is definitely going to be the easiest, but it's also taking up the most space. So there's a flat side and there's a round side. Now what we got to do is place it on the flat side. So when we're pressing this, we're going to be pressing it into, I'm using a 15/16 socket, and then on top I'm using a 13 mil socket, and we're going to use that to push it in. Apply some pressure, okay, and now move my hands and be very careful here. There she goes. Coming right out. All right, we're good, there she goes. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna place this thing with the flat side down, and we're gonna place one of the bushings on top, nice and even, and then we're gonna press it in. Okay, this part is important to make sure it's flush when it's going in so we don't break it. And now we'll just slowly work this thing in. There we go. That's one bearing installed. So I'm gonna put a little bit of lube inside the bushings and slide this thing in. It looks like the Hulk had fun with this one. We're just gonna slide that thing in there just like that. So you'll see that it sticks out here just a little bit, so we need to have a way to catch this so we're not applying pressure on it. I'm gonna use a 3/4 socket because it fits inside there and it'll hold it without applying pressure. Applying a little bit of lube to the inside of this bushing. Then we're gonna line it up on top here and try to center it as best we can. Holy shit. Oh, that could have been bad. I guess drop your bottle jack. Okay, so I'm gonna use a 5/8 on top of here because it should be able to catch this thing. And now we just wanna make sure this is going in straight when we do this. Looks good so far. And we're just going just until it just barely hits the edge and that we're level with the outside edge of that thing. So we should be good right about there. There we go. All right, so now all we need to do is get the seat clips in here. The seat clips are really simple. We're just taking them and we're gonna slide them over the outside edge of this lip and then lock it in place. And then that should be good, so that ain't gonna go anywhere. There's 2 in total. Pop that sucker over that one right there. All right, so there you have it. We got the seat clips on both sides. It's a nice and smooth unit. Obviously, when you're doing this, the flat end's gonna go up top because that's where your bolt's gonna go. But yeah, should be pretty good. So do we make it in 2 minutes? Ooh, my bad. Maybe next time I'll make it a little bit shorter, but hey, at least I tried. So hopefully now you won't end up with an engine full of needle bearings because that would be a bad day for just about anybody. I'm gonna have to clean that up. So if you're curious to see how the rest of this engine build is going, be sure to check out the playlist I'm gonna put at the end of this video, because in that playlist I'm gonna have the rest of this engine build all the way until the point that it starts. Now, currently as I'm filming this, I have not finished it yet, but most likely by the time you see this, I will. So if you wouldn't mind, consider subscribing, and I'll be sure to see you in the next one.